All right, hey guys, my name is Chet. I'm going to talk to you today about Red Ride. So I'm going to make the assumption that most of you are familiar with ride-sharing services. We're in Seattle, so services like Uber, Car2Go, Lyft, Sidecar, etc. The reason I call this to your attention is because basically this is a really exciting time for us. Essentially what's happening is the paradigm around how we get from point A to point B is being completely shifted. And with all of this disruption and stuff going on in the space, naturally there are problems and inefficiencies. And for entrepreneurs like us in this room, that means opportunity. So let me tell you a little story about how I get from home to work, from work to home every evening. So 5 o'clock rolls around, I'm ready to go home. I decide to call up Uber. I open the Uber app, it tells me that the nearest car is 15 minutes away. Like all of us, our time's valuable. I want to get home quicker than that. So I say, okay, I want to do something different. I'm going to pull up Lyft. Lyft says it's going to be 18 minutes away. That's not any better, so let's try another one. Sidecar says it's 20 minutes away. So now I spent 3 minutes dealing with these shitty apps, and I'm worse off than when I started. So the last app I pull up is Car2Go. I'm in South Lake Union. Amazon has sucked every single Car2Go out into the suburbs, and there are no Car2Gos within like 5 miles of me. This is a problem, it's super frustrating, and Red Ride wants to be the solution. So basically what we're going to do is aggregate all of this data into one really nice app. So essentially what we have is an app where you go to and you can instantly find the fastest way to get anywhere you want to go, whether it's a meeting or home after work, whatever it is. So let's talk about customer validation. We talked to 45 customers. I personally talked to them on the street, plus we had 10 drivers. Basically what I learned, the most important thing I learned is that people either didn't use a ride-sharing app at all, or they use multiple, so 2, 3, or 4 of them. What this means to us is that there's no customer loyalty. It doesn't matter if there's a pink mustache on the front of the car. It doesn't matter if there's fist bumping when you get in. All that matters is that they're going to get you there faster than anybody else. That means there's an opportunity for an aggregator like us. The monetization, super easy. It's a free app. Affiliate models, our plans are to reach out and talk with like Lyft and Car2Go, have some sort of affiliate fee when we give them a customer. We reached out to 2 of them over the weekend. We heard back from both of them, and they're both open to the idea. So from here, we want to have a demo. It's kind of a special demo, and so I'm actually going to give the mic over to Ben here.
All right. All right, so here we are in the Android emulator, so bear with us, it's a little bit slow. So I'm going to open up the Red Ride app here, and you can see beautifully animates in. We've got that as it comes up to the home screen, you can see where you want to go, where you'd like to go to. We've auto-filled these for convenience sake, but so Redfin, and I'm hungry, so maybe I'm going to Red Robin afterwards. You hit ride. It understands these two locations and will ask us exactly which locations we meant when we load the results. Oh. All right, as you can see on the Android, if you can see it up here on the tablet, you clarify yes, you do want those 2 locations. You move forward, and it reaches out to our servers, and we've got a backend API that queries all the different services and will come up with how far away they are and how much each service will cost you. Looks like the closest is Uber, so we're going to go with that. And here you can see, yeah, it just uses what's called a protocol handler, opens up the other Uber app. Now there's one more demo I want to show you guys that we built out this weekend. Is everyone familiar with Google Glass?
Yeah.
All right. So, yes. I think, since you guys can't really see, do you guys want to see what's going on here right now? I think we can project that right here.
That's what he's seeing.
Hey, here he is.
All right. So, here I'm on Google Glass. I'm going to Hey, I think it actually is going to be backwards, but here we have Red Ride is asking, do you need a ride? Asked just now. Yes. All right, so what's going on? It's taking that yes, it's setting it back up, it's hitting that same set of server-side tools that are going through, looking at all the different rides around us right now, all the different options. And since Glass is such kind of a simple thing, I'm not going to get back a bunch of different options. It's just going to order me the closest thing. So when I come back here, I can take a look at recent notifications and see, oh, one just came in here. Uber will be here in 6 minutes and will text your phone when it arrives. So that's our Google Glass demo, the very first ride-sharing app for Google Glass. I'd love to take any questions.
Mike?
Yeah, I turned it on 10 minutes. Come on. Do these APIs from these providers actually exist? And if not, why are they motivated to make these APIs?
That is an excellent question that I have specifically prepared for because it is probably the biggest risk and opportunity of this entire business. In short, the APIs do exist. Had to do a little bit of man-in-the-middle attack on myself to figure them out. But generally, do the companies want us actually using their APIs? Right now, they are terrified. It's incredibly ironic because the ride-sharing business launched and cab companies were terrified that they were being disrupted. And now we're coming in and disrupting the ride-sharing business. So what's going to happen is they're going to go up to their C-level and they're actually going to realize that this is actually a great model for the ride-sharing industry as a whole and for individual ride-sharing companies. The first reason is that, in general, a rising tide lifts all boats. This application is a great experience for all ride-sharing users, and so if all ride-sharing users are generally satisfied, it's going to make the ride-sharing market grow and everyone's going to benefit from that.
One thing you could do.
And I have one more point. The second is that an affiliate model is actually probably going to be a very good pricing model for them. Lyft just launched in Seattle. Can you think of how much money Lyft is spending to try and get your business? It's a lot of money. So if Lyft could just have their... So if Lyft could just all of a sudden flip a switch and then they would show up in this app, that's a massive amount of money that they're not going to have to spend on marketing.
So one of the things that you may want to think about is actually, when you're waiting for a ride or need a ride, these various services I think have a pretty fixed price as far as what it costs to go to a certain location. And it's hard for them to run essentially an auction, a real-time live auction, on bidding up the price. So you could do the overlay for them and run that real-time live auction and then send them a $20 or $30 or $40 ride when it's really only a $5 ride. Meaning I might pay $20, $30, $40 to get somewhere, to bump somebody down in the queue, right? And so it's hard for them as individual services to do that because it makes their services seem like a little bit like like you're buying your way through their service. But you could do that as an overlay, and it would be very positive for them as far as the dollars, because they could make a lot more margin.
Absolutely, and you're absolutely right. That's the opportunity that we see.
Yeah, I don't think that's your biggest opportunity.
An opportunity that we see.
It could be, but it's starting to get into a layer of complexity that is probably years off. It might be there. This is Kayak for local transportation.
Or Hipmunk. Kayak is actually what I went with, and one of the coaches said, go with Hipmunk.
Stick with Kayak. I mean, it's really a meta search for local travel.
Yeah.
But probably your biggest opportunity is actually when I'm not in my home city. And I'm at the San Francisco airport. I'm trying to get from San Francisco airport to Palo Alto, for example, and I didn't want to rent a car. Or some such scenario like that. Really from point B to C. From point A to B is the airport. That's how I got there. But I think that's a big opportunity in this. The other piece of it, though, is the analytics side of it. Because I think what your scenario was when somebody wants the quickest way from point B to point C. And over time, you'll be able to determine that, in this town, at this location, there tends to be a pattern that Uber's the fastest. And then the other side of it, if I say, look, I'm willing to take whoever's going to be quickest, over time, they will learn how to price that more effectively. They turn out that they're the quickest most often. So it feels like a data analytics play
it could be
on top of medicine.
a tool for any of these ride-sharing companies to kind of balance their demand and understand where all the rides are going to be coming from.
And having competitive benchmark.
Right. It's like, your company's not buying the data that we offer, you're at a disadvantage relative to all these ride-sharing companies. And I do think what you bring up about the Kayak model, there's massive affiliate revenues in the travel business,
Yes.
very, very large margins. that's sort of an indicator to us of the opportunity for an affiliate model in this business too. While right now these are not public APIs, there are other apps out there that are starting to try and move into this territory a little bit, and they haven't been shut off.
Right, no, the beauty of it is that there are multiple types of models. There's, effectively CPM, CPC, CPA, so you got a lot of things to work with on a mobile device.
Yeah.